Hey, I'm Philip and welcome to the Hobby Shop. I'm here with
Don, Rob.
and today we're talking about anime. But first we're going to start off with some questions that we've received on Twitter. One of them is for Don, one's for me, and two are for Rob.
I feel so special.
Well, it's because you got the most. Why don't you go first then? Or
Let me find the question.
You didn't pull them up?
I haven't pulled up. I just have to get to it. I'm getting
Wasting time over here.
it can be edited. What is your favorite anime? That's both questions are very basic, so
My favorite anime?
yeah, like I guess of all time.
It's kind of hard because it's either going to be Fate Zero, just because I like the animation for it, which kind of top notch. It's done by one of the best animation studios, UFO Table. Yeah, I'll just go with Fate Zero because it has a good story, good animation, and
Really well damn characters.
yeah, good characters, and it doesn't go on for too long. It only has 26 episodes, so.
The next question is, what anime would you like to see turned into a live action movie? Which that actually kind of ties into something I want to talk about later.
It's sort of already being tied in because Guillermo del Toro announced that he'll do it. I'm not sure if he actually will though. It's Monster, which is a
It's gonna be
old,
a series, right?
Yeah, like it's an old
Sounds
anime
familiar.
series. Yeah, you probably
It was on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh God, Anime Monday.
but it was really good. It was more of a serious, like detective kind of anime, so it's more mature. It's not really for younger people.
Not shonen.
younger- Yeah, the shonen audience. But yeah, that's the one I'd like to see.
All right. The next one is for Don. I don't get this question. We didn't really set in. Fuck it. Who, in your opinion, Don? That's actually how he types it.
Okay.
In your opinion, Don, who do you think is the sexiest woman in anime?
The sexiest woman in anime.
I'm like, why is he asking you that? But whatever.
What? What? You don't think I can answer that?
Go for it.
You have no sex.
Oh, I have no sex,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
you have
sure.
no sex drive at all. You're like a friggin' fish over here.
Man, let's see. I'm probably gonna go with what's her name? Was it Faye from Cowboy Bebop?
Gross.
I was about to say.
What?
Boom. I just talked about one of the best characters. Is in the show I just said.
Why are you talking about Saber?
No. The wife to Kiritsugu. Best waifu.
What? So I'm alone on this island?
Faye on Cowboy Bebop? Not really. I see it, but I'm thinking. I have no idea why, and this is gonna sound really weird considering the character, but I can't help it. The character I'm just like really attracted to is, of all people, Kuwabara's sister from Yu Yu Hakusho.
I can't
I have
remember.
no idea why. Maybe because she's maybe because she's, I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's something about it. But if I had to come up with one I actually can explain, and I'm completely blanking on her name now. Damn it! It's the main character from Tank Police.
I haven't watched it.
Oh, shit.
Okay, how about what's her name from Ghost in the Shell?
Major?
Major. Purple hair chick. Come on.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I guess I'm on a lonely island.
You're not
with
the only
purple
one
hair.
on that one. I get that. Yeah.
It's decent.
Oh, okay.
Decent.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a strong character, but yeah.
Strong character, but this, okay.
Whatever. Whatever.
You know what?
You don't have much of an anime selection, that's why.
You know what? I'm gonna throw this one in there. Cutie Honey.
I
If
don't know.
anybody knows Cutie Honey, you know what I'm talking about. But, okay. If you never heard of Cutie Honey, basically, it's super powered women fighting Power Rangers style in skimpy outfits.
And now I lost all interest in what you're gonna say.
Keep
Yeah,
in mind.
let's move on to the next question.
Alright, this one's from me. What is cooler, the Big O or Megas XLR?
Oh shit.
One Megas is not anime, but it's close enough.
Yeah.
The Big O or Megas? That's hard.
I need to reframe my memory of what Megas really looked like.
It was the car head. You don't remember?
He probably needs a reference to look at, but
Yeah.
Giant blue robot for car head? That stood out so easily.
it had like old car fins on the shoulders and.
We watched the show.
Wasn't a memory for me.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Keep in mind, Megas is more of a parody, but God damn it, the Big O's so cool though. We're probably one of the most interesting cockpits. It almost sounded weird, but no. One of the most elaborate cockpits I've ever seen in a robot. And plus, how many robots greets the pilot with, "In the name of God, ye not guilty."
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking badass.
Yeah, like every time we got in, it was really cool.
But God, that is really hard. I cannot pick. It'd be like picking the shows because both the shows I really love. But
There's no gray line. There's no in between.
oh my God, just
So yes or a no?
I go Big O.
Okay.
I'll go Big O. It's just really hard for me to pick. Anyway, moving on. I'm just gonna move on to this just because it's kind of in my head right now. That question about what anime would you like to see turned into a live action movie? Apparently, they made Kite into a live action movie.
What? Anime?
Kite.
I never saw it.
Don't know about it.
Neither one of you seen Kite.
No.
No.
Okay. Made from the same guy who did Mezzaforte.
Don't know what
Don't know that one either.
Blank.
Damn.
Running blanks.
Ah, jeez.
Well,
It's hard to kind of explain because it's kind of like I say convoluted, but a complex story. But it seems to try to be two things. It tries to be very complex and with an in-depth story, with in-depth characters and all that. But it also tries to be like over the top action flair. And it just doesn't seem to know where to balance. It just cannot find that balance between serious and over the top and cartoony. But apparently somebody decided to make a movie out of it. And there is a clip from the movie that is an exact shot for shot scene straight out of the anime, just in live action. But I guess one of my issues, well, it's not really an issue. I just thought it was weird that Kite of all anime got turned into a live action movie, when there's so many others you could do. But
Didn't Grave of the Fireflies also get turned into a live action? I heard someone talking about it, but I wasn't sure.
to my knowledge, no.
no, I don't believe so. I know Great Teacher Onizuka did,
Yeah.
but that was already, I think, a live show.
I don't know. If you're going to adapt any anime into a live action movie, I would think
like
it would
a
be
series. Like it doesn't have to just be a movie.
Oh yeah.
Because most animes are pretty long to where they won't
you can't
fit
really
into
condense
a
it into
movie.
it. Yeah. But I was about to say this. I don't want to see this as a live action movie. I'm just saying. Wouldn't you think a studio would try to tackle one of the one of the big ones like Akira or something like that.
I think Akira is overrated.
So do I, but it's still like one of
Yeah,
the most important
important.
anime and in the genre.
I'll agree with that.
I would just think Hollywood would prefer to make that into a
Whoa,
movie.
what's it called? Didn't a manga? What is all you need is kill? Is it a manga?
All you need is kill was a novel.
Okay, it was a novel.
Yeah, and then it got a manga, and then it got a movie.
Yeah, sadly made that movie burn.
Well, I never watched it, so I really can't decide. But I'm pretty sure I heard a lot of it got cut out, and it didn't really follow the novel.
Plus, I mean the actor.
Yeah.
Who was it? Who did Christ? South Park made fun of him.
Oh, Mel Gibson.
Mel
No,
Gibson.
it
Oh,
wasn't
wasn't it?
Mel Gibson.
No?
Are you retarded? He's in God,
Ron,
I
can you
hate
speak
those.
the-
I
speak
hate
the
those
mic
movies.
closer to him?
I hate those movies. It's like Mission Impossible.
Oh, it's him?
Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Duh. I don't know why I got him mixed up. Yeah, with Tom Cruise.
Just if I watch anything with Tom Cruise in it,
It dies so fast.
I'm thinking of a completely different person. I was thinking of John Travolta for some reason.
No.
Because I was thinking Face Off.
No. I said
Nicolas
Mission
Cage.
Impossible.
But yeah, Tom Cruise. I've never been a big fan of Tom Cruise.
I don't know what people are, but I mean, you like the man, I guess.
Now there are movies where I'm like, thank God they didn't try to turn this into a. There's some anime I'm like, thank God they're not going to turn this into a live action movie. But I still keep hearing rumors about Neon Genesis Evangelion being turned into a live action film.
Which I hope they don't.
Yeah, that's
That's a series that's too hard to do it. Well, it wouldn't be too hard, but I mean, it just wouldn't do well.
I don't know. I just
In the series, it's decent, but I don't believe it needs a movie because it already has its fan base.
Yeah, which are some of the most insane and irrational fans of anything I've ever seen.
No, those are Narutards.
Do what?
Those are Narutards.
Narutards?
Yes, that's what we call them, Narutards.
Narutards. Okay, yeah, I'm assuming Naruto fans, but okay.
Or like Bleach or One Piece, because God, they turn anything into a fan fiction, and it's just weird.
Yeah, I can imagine how weird stuff.
So
is.
step away from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's too crazy.
I'm just thinking that you think Hollywood would want to go after one of the big monsters of anime, the
The big three.
No,
No?
because those are too long.
Well, I mean, they could
I'm
shorten
just-
them up, probably.
I'm just saying I would think Hollywood would want to go in that direction, but apparently not. And I think it's smarter to go with something a lot of people don't know. A lot of people I talked to who've seen Kite did not know it was based on anime.
They should honestly just go for something that's like a short series of like 12 episodes and condense it into like a 2 to 3 hour movie.
Really?
That'd be a fucking acid trip.
Yeah.
That'd be bad because Fooly Cooly was only just
It was an experiment.
yeah.
Yeah,
It wasn't
it-
really an anime. It had like no premise
It'd
at
be a
all.
good drug show.
Yeah.
Get fucked up on drugs, let's go watch Really Cooley, man.
And
That and Half Baked, which are both awful.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised what gets turned into a movie anymore, especially things.
They've run out
games.
of ideas, so they're just going to Japan to go find some more.
Yeah.
I realized that
I mean-
a long time ago.
And I still get people ask. I've had people ask me before on Twitter about would I want to see a new Dragon Ball Z movie. As a Dragon Ball Z fan, would I want to see them actually do a faithful live action adaptation? Of
Oh,
Dragon
don't
Ball
worry.
Z?
What's it called? It's already doing it.
No.
No, it was a joke.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, just to kind of put this to bed, so people quit asking me. No, I do not want to see a live action Dragon Ball Z movie.
Seen how bad the first one did.
It's not even that. It's just
No, it's just
I
it
just-
wouldn't fit into a live action kind of scene.
It just, yeah, Dragon Ball
It's
Z
so
just,
sporadic and crazy bullshit that it wouldn't even fit.
and I just don't want to see it
Like,
just
oh,
because
we're just
I can't-
teleporting here and there, and then the fucking bullshit fighting of like the arms are going so fast, it's just like glares. Yeah. You really want to see that live action? Hell no.
Also in 3D, because you know they would.
If anything. It
Um,
has rain in the background, so 3D it.
I think there might be potential. I just don't want to see it, and that is coming from like being a hardcore Dragon Ball Z fan. I just don't want to see it be done by anybody who's not, you know,
The original creators.
yeah. It's just I just don't think it can be done justice in a film. We've already seen them attempt Dragon Ball. I don't want to see another Dragon Ball Z Dragon Ball Evolution. And I just leave it to fans, because I think in a lot of regards when it comes to this kind of stuff, the fans seem to be the best ones when it comes to making movies based on stuff like this. Like I mentioned this before, but Casey Jones was actually a really damn good fan film. I mean, to the point where I actually wanted to see it be an actual movie, but that was because it was so good because it was made by real fans. So I think fans usually are the best.
Well, the fans
people
understand
to-
what the fans want.
Yeah.
Unless they're the bad fans.
Yeah. Trying to make a dark, gritty Power Rangers because everybody apparently wants that.
Let's see. I guess the next topic would be, I guess how you really feel about new anime.
How I feel about new anime?
Yeah.
Um,
Since you're like the old school guy.
with me, with new anime, it's hard to say because I don't know exactly what it is. I don't.
You just don't find it as enjoyable.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is. I don't hate it because it's new. That's not it. It's just,
The same, in
It-
some sense.
yeah, it just seems kind of like anime's become kind of repetitive at this point.
Yeah, there are tropes and archetypes of anime
High school anime.
called shonen or slice of life crap, or literally the category of school.
Are you bashing Azumanga Daioh?
Hell yes, I am.
Fuck you.
I don't even know what that is, but he has committed to it. So.
No, I think like the only high school anime I could watch is Clan Ad, but that's actually only After Story. I couldn't watch Clan Ad itself. It was After Story was the one I could only watch.
Now a lot of my perspective on a lot of newer anime is very limited, just because I don't really go searching for I usually wait until something's dubbed before I watch it, and that's just because I miss things when it comes to subtitles, because I'm not very fast when it comes to reading. I'll admit it that I'm not very quick. So things can fly by and I won't even notice it because.
Dude, this is why I started with manga before I got into sub stuff. It's just like, I'm already reading. Might as well get into the sub anime versions.
Yeah, because I've noticed a lot of people seem to really have problems with subtitles and stuff because
Yeah,
they can't read
And it's just
or
like,
have problems with that.
I'll just like, I mean, you don't have to watch an anime if I can find the manga for you. It's just, you gotta read left to right.
I mean, I can
Right.
understand,
Not
you
took
know,
me
right to
forever to
left.
figure that out.
Right to left, sir.
and
Not left to right.
I can definitely understand because I remember watching Fate Zero with Dana, and oh my god, she had to pause every time, and it was so irritating because she could not read it.
That's why I just find her the manga and be like, here, just read it.
Yeah, that's one of the
You'd
reasons.
probably do it faster anyway.
Yeah, that's why she won't watch Fate Zero. She won't watch.
But you're just missing out on like the good soundtrack and animation.
yeah.
But there are some animes where the manga's just better. Speaking
I'll
of
admit
those,
that-
Tokyo Ghoul, like what the fuck was that? That was an atrocity. And you call that new anime?
Thank you
should
for
be-
I
that.
think I pretty much showed you the face of what I think anime looks like today, and it's just like what I usually think of modern anime. I usually think of the characters that you can't tell if they're female or male. I
The
can't
traps.
tell how old they are. Like they
Their
all look-
eyes are bigger than their damn like
Head.
hands, or like God.
yeah,
It's like-
and it just I
It's
don't
like,
know
what
what
would
it
their
is.
skull look like? God damn.
I'm trying to think. There's an anime I'm thinking of, but I can't think of the name of it.
If it's Kyoto Annie, you know like it's kind of bad, like in the anime, like the character design wise.
I had
The
one
animation's decent, but their character
Google-
designs are
Mhm.
fucking awful sometimes.
on Google Plus. Somebody sent me a clip to something because they just found out I was in the anime, and it's just like a bunch of schoolgirls doing some stupid dance with a high pitched voice, just yapping.
I'm guessing Lucky Star.
That's what I was thinking.
It's just like I'm like this
Which
is
is
anime
a Kyoto
now.
animation. Yeah.
This is anime now, and it's just kind of like
I would
No.
not. No, I would
No.
not categorize all anime like that.
yeah, I know it's not fair. I'm just saying that's.
Yeah.
I have seen some good ones over the years, and one that
you have to find the right category for yourself. You're getting into like the people who like watch school and shonen animes. You have to find like seinen because you seem more mature. So that's what it's for. It's for
Yeah.
people who are older. That's
One-
what literally category is named, is seinen, adult.
the this is an anime that I forgot. I kind of forgot about until I watched the first episode again. But Wolf's Rain is actually really damn good.
It's okay. I was also rewatching it, and I was like, it's okay. I mean, you know, the characters are still kind of flat. The story is weird.
I have not watched the whole show. I've just watched the first episode again. So
Okay.
I thought it was damn good from
Oh,
that first episode.
It's interesting.
It's
Yeah.
one of Bone's better animes. That was before they started dropping and did shit, and they haven't recovered yet.
Full Metal was their life jacket.
Yeah, but that was their era where they were just like doing a bunch of good ones. It was Wolf Rain and like above. And then right after that, it just like died off.
I'm just thinking about this one just because I remember on Adult Swim it always came after Wolf's Rain. What was God, something about witches. Witch Hunter Robin. That has to be hands down the most boring anime I've ever seen.
It's probably so boring. I never heard of it.
Never heard of it either.
It was on Adult Swim. That's all I can say.
Must have been when I was just done watching Adult Swim.
Let's see. A lot. I'm just thinking of some anime people have tried to show me and tried to
Well,
convince me to like new
we've
anime.
recommended you Madoka Magica, and you said you couldn't get into it.
Nah. I don't know. One show I actually got into. I don't know how recent the show is. This might be in. Yeah, I have no idea when this came out, but I watched Black Lagoon.
Which was like 2004, 2005.
Okay.
But that, yeah, Black Lagoon is a very, very good anime.
Yeah, I mean, I
Fuck.
really got into that. What?
No, that's literally what it is.
That's
It's
the
just-
inside joke of it,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's just like,
because of Revy.
I think.
Oh wait, no, I'm gonna count Revy
yeah.
there. That's hot chick. There we go, Revy.
Yeah.
But most, like, I think it has the most usage of the word fuck in the American dub, and the American dub is good. I like.
Oh
the
yeah, it's
American
a great dub.
dub. It's one show that I can actually recommend the dub over the sub. And I think they say like fuck 178 times throughout the entire like 12 episodes of the first season.
So was this actually like a new one you were able to get into, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I know a few ones that people have thrown at me that, you know, they're just trying to get me to like new anime and all that. But most of the time, the stuff they give me, I do think is crap.
You should, alright, you should tell them, well, these are the animes I like. Could you recommend me an anime that's sort of like this one?
Instead of just throwing stuff at
Yeah,
you.
because that can get annoying, and especially when they just overhype it. Like, this is the best thing I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
I'm
This is the
still
best
getting-
thing ever.
I'm still getting
It's like-
hate mail because I said I didn't like Naruto.
Really,
I'm still getting hate mail, and that was a year ago.
the fans of that show are worse than freaking YouTube fans of PewDiePie. I'm gonna get fucking so much death threats now. I love it.
I-
Well, if I also
Okay.
to go back on May I ask
you
why?
might, you know.
Yeah, you probably will. You probably won't. But
It's-
may I ask why you didn't really get into Madoka?
This- now, I could be thinking of a completely different thing, but what I'm thinking of is okay. What I'm thinking of, this might not be it. I might be thinking of something completely different. But what I'm
Okay.
thinking of is like delves into that magical girl anime kind of thing.
Yeah,
Well, that's what it is.
that's a
Okay,
genre
so
of what it is.
I don't know.
It's
Just
it's,
something
it's
about
a
it
magical schoolgirl genre with a dark twist,
and it just
which is like, I can get why you don't like it. I mean, if you just don't like that genre.
yeah, it's just it really rubs me the wrong way, and I know I mentioned Cutie Honey before, and that kind of is in that same genre. The only difference is it's actually fun, even though it is smut. I'll be completely honest, it is complete smut. It's not hentai or anything, but there's tits slapped all over the place. So
Shit.
it's actually not. Okay, I'm not. It's hard to defend because I
Sounds
don't
like a
know.
high school to dead.
It's fun, but it's stupid.
So basically, just like high school. To
Yeah, it's fun but stupid.
Dead. Okay. I guess Madoka's just easier to get into if you watched Sailor Moon. I think that's what really made it easy for me.
I always would see things for Sailor Moon on TV, and I was just like, that looks like dog shit. I'm not watching.
I mean, yeah, it was bad, but I was still able to watch it when I was younger. I enjoyed it when I was younger.
And that's kind of funny. Like when people tell me what, like their early animes and stuff like that, and it's stuff that I remember when I was a kid, but it's just stuff I did not get into. Pokemon, for example, I just did not get into it. I was, when I was a kid, I was more of a Digimon fan, but Pokemon, it just like had no effect on me. I never saw Sailor Moon, and a lot of people who talk to me about anime, they talk about how that's one of the earliest ones they've ever seen. But it's just one I saw, and I was like, yeah, that looks like crap. I'm not watching it. It's just another thing with me, and I'll be completely honest. It's nostalgia, but for me, I just feel like anime's just kind of gone downhill from this peak it was at one point.
I think it's been escalating and keeps going. I mean, it's got its ups and downs, but I think it's still going on. It's going strong.
Well, it's just my personal. It's like just my personal. It's like running with my personal taste and all that. And again, there is good anime out there.
I think you're just missing the old school. They're just painted pictures of mouth moving.
See, I just watch anime seasonally, like each of the new animes as they're coming out. So I just take I try to give each anime 3 episodes to try to convince me.
Yeah.
And if it's so bad, episode 1, I can't get into it, I'll just drop it.
Now, there is anime there's shows that have a terrible first episode.
Madoka.
But then just got good after it.
Yeah.
Madoka's a huge example of that.
Yeah, because when that first came out, I was a part of the people who were watching it, and just it had 3 stars because everyone was just like, oh, it's just another magical schoolgirl show. And then episode 3, just Reddit boomed, and everyone was like, holy shit, what the fuck was that? Dark twist, oh my god. And then people started to watch it.
But kind of what you said though. You said that I kind of miss the older anime, and that is true. But I don't think I've watched some of these shows recently. I think they're still as good as they were back then. To me, I can always watch Cowboy Bebop. And that's besides it being one of the most accessible.
It's the most accessible.
Accessible, most
yeah.
known, most.
Yeah, you
Not
can
really.
easily show it to anyone. And be like, this is sort of what anime. You can't really.
It's not.
You shouldn't show it as their first anime.
Yeah,
because
you
it's
need
one of the better ones.
That's like the.
So
in
that's
my
why
opinion,
that's
it's
why I'd
like-
rather show Full Metal
Yeah,
Alchemist.
definitely.
if you're
Yeah.
gonna get a
You don't
friend
wanna
into anime.
You don't want to show them stuff from like the, the higher echelon of anime.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to be disappointed by everything else.
Yes, exactly.
That's kind of what happened to me. I watched Trigun. I watched Cowboy Bebop, Big O, Outlaw. Okay, Outlaw Star was later, much later. But I watched those kind of shows. Gundam 0083, and it's just like everything else kind of seemed just like nothing measured up.
I name actually a few good shows that actually stand up. Psychopaths, Madoka, like the one you watched. There's also Bakuno, which you still need to watch.
Yeah, I still can't get that.
Black
website to
Lagoon.
work.
Let's see. I know Fate Zero right off the bat. And Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, definitely. Yeah, there's still strong.
I'll throw Standalone Complex up there too.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people kind of thought Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex was boring, dry, and like just
I wouldn't
very
say that.
quiet.
I'd say it's more like, and it goes more into detail, so it's more of the seinen type of genre than the others. Because the others are just like fast paced and they just try to keep your attention off stuff.
With Ghost in the Shell, you have to pay attention. You have to
Yeah,
really.
that's what seinen mostly is. It's
It's
just more adult-ish.
But
Cause
it's one of those animes that you have to strap in and watch.
You can't just, I'm going to watch like an episode here and then take like a week break. Oh, I'm back. Oh, what happened?
Yeah, you really do pay attention to what's going on in the show.
I think Shingeki also is a easy anime to get people into.
Yeah. Really easy.
Shingeki, Bakuno. I don't know about Death now.
Yeah.
I don't think I would.
But
I mean, if they really like psychological thrillers, which it really isn't. It's just kind of like a fast-paced, like, mystery show, I guess.
Probably the shittiest mystery ever, but
Yeah.
but it's I thought the most interesting thing about the show was the kind of mind games with the two main characters. That was it. That's all the appeal there was.
What about that
for
chip
me.
scene? You can't make a chip scene out of it.
Oh my god, I fucking love that scene. That is so over the top and so stupid.
I honestly, when I saw it, I was like, huh. I think they were a fan of Shaun of the Dead, or the way the director always would make
Yeah.
stuff like the mundane stuff.
I couldn't tell if it was a joke or they were being serious. I hope it was a joke because that was hilarious. And
I mean, it's entertaining because it's Tetsuo Araraki and he knows how to keep things fast. He knows how to, like, keep, tension going per episode.
Shingeki apparently fell off. That didn't last long.
Well, that's you. I mean, most people kept with it, though.
I lost it at episode 11.
But, I mean, if you, like, marathon it, it's pretty good.
I think a lot of it just boils down to what is anime when I think of it. Like, what do I think of when I think of anime? And again, it's because I watched old school anime. I grew up on that. That's what I'm more interested in older anime than I am in new anime.
See, I don't try to have bias.
It's not that I'm trying to have a bias. It's just that's just how I am. It's just where my interest goes. It's not because I'm actively looking for older stuff. It's just older stuff. The older anime just seems to perk out for me. It's not kind of pops out to me at times. But and I've already said it, a lot of it's nostalgia. Like Tank Police. I saw that when I was very young. I should not have seen it at that age, but still I did see it. I saw it again as a teenager, and that's when I really, really fell in love with it. It's stupid. It's off the wall. It's completely all over the place. It's a comedy, so it's allowed to be that way.
Sounds like Excel Saga.
The first season is just unadulterated fun. Second season, they try to go more like behind the characters and all that, their motivations and stuff like that, and it's just kind of boring. But when you get like the ridiculousness of the first season, that's where it really shines. And I wish I remember her name, but the main character in that show is probably one of my favorite anime characters. I just love Tank Police. I think it was a great little gem. It's not one of the greatest of all time or anything like that. It's nowhere on that level.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Not even that. I don't think it's a guilty pleasure. I think it's legitimately good. Now, Cutie Honey is a guilty pleasure. I'll full on admit that because that show is completely stupid. But I also watch shows like I mentioned before, in Trigun, the Big O, Mobile Suit Gundam 0083, which I know a lot of people don't like that show, but honestly, it's one of my favorite Gundam series. And also, it's easy to watch because it's only like 13 episodes. So like 60.
If you could have an anime be re-brought back to life in a new animation style, just like say the anime had like a sort of a bad ending and then you'd like to have it like a newer ending. See, Gantz, I would really like them to remake that. Like, follow the manga, because that anime that they did was shit. Complete shit, but that manga is one of my most entertaining mangas to read. I'll go back and read all 300 and something chapters in like a day if I wanted to.
I'm trying to think of an anime I would like to see redone, like if it had a like bad ending or something.
Yeah.
Well, for you, it's also probably Tokyo Ghoul.
Well, I mean, just don't fuck it up. I mean,
stay with the manga.
Yeah.
I can't really think of it.
I'm just always gonna go with Gantz because that is a great manga that needs to be redone because the anime just never did it justice.
This is gonna sound weird, but I actually would think it'd be kind of cool to see a kind of a remake. Lack of a better word, kind of a remake of Akira, but in a series form.
All right.
So I think that would probably work better.
So like a 12, 13 episode series, or like 26.
Probably 26 episode series. I think that way you could actually explain a lot of the shit that the movie cannot explain.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of animes or anime movies are actually really, really long. Like the ones you try to get me to watch. What were they called again?
Oh, Kata no Kyokai?
Yeah.
But that's just because it's done by UFO Table, and they're like, it's sort of a series, but it's done in movies.
Yeah, they're fucking long, and I mean it's eye candy.
Some of them are really short. Like I believe one's only like 15 minutes.
Oh. Okay.
Uh,
How long was Wolf's Children? That was about, I think, an hour or two?
2 hours.
About
3
2 hours?
That
was a good while. That was long. It was good.
I haven't watched a whole lot of anime films. Probably the longest one I've watched, and it's the longest one because it's actually feature length. That is Jinro. I think that's like I think it's 2 hours. I think it's your standard movie length.
Oh, before we ask you, for moving on, I think Ghibli also, I think, is a really good starter to get people into anime. Definitely.
The only one where I'm like kind of like on when it comes from Studio Ghibli is that, and I just say that because I watched 2 of these movies lately. One of them happened to be done by Studio Ghibli, and that's Lupin the Third, which I love Lupin the Third. I think it's not one of the greatest animes of all time.
Was it like actually done by Ghibli, or did they just help part into it? Because that's what they've been doing a lot lately.
This one was done from Ghibli. They just had the license to do Lupin the Third.
Okay.
The problem with it is it's a good movie. I mean, I won't say it's a bad movie or anything like that, but it's not good as a Lupin movie because the Lupin in this film is different. He's a lot more kind-hearted in the Ghibli version, which that just doesn't seem like Lupin.
Well, that's just Ghibli themselves. They're sort of more of a childish kind of.
They're Disney.
Yeah.
Japanese Disney.
It's just Lupin has like those admirable moments, but they're special because you don't see them very often. Because he's an international jewel thief. He's a criminal. He's greedy. He's a womanizer. He's egotistical. I just don't think it was right for I just don't think Lupin the Third was right for Studio Ghibli. Now, I did see another one, The Secret of Mano, I think was the name of it. That one's much better as a Lupin movie, and it's done by the exact same team. I mean, there's mild differences with the characters, the way they look. Like, for some reason, Goemon has this weird gray tan that he never had in the show. Fujiko looks like a chipmunk. Not all the time. There's just like this one shot where she's like she says the word mano or whatever, and she just has this look, just, and they hold on to it for a few seconds. That's one of my nitpicks in the movie. Is the editing's a little weird, but it's a Lupin movie. It's a lot of fun. It's weird as all hell, though. I mean, you're talking about gods, clones, giant brains from outer space. It's a weird ass movie. You could tell this was made in the 70s. But on that note, it's actually pretty. It's actually, kind of beautiful to look at certain points. The animation's actually really good for 1978. And that's back in the days of what, Voltron and Speed Racer. Like, that's what most people think of when they think of anime from that era.
Yeah. You got the still pictures and just like, oh.
It's like in the whooshing backgrounds.
Yeah.
It's just like two shots just on a loop.
Yeah.
But the Lupin movie was actually really good. I say the Lupin movie. There's multiple.
Yeah.
A lot of movies.
This is not Detective Conan.
It's just, I think it was a good movie, just really weird. Although it did make me want to watch Cobra again, because that's another trippy ass anime. It's not particularly good, but it's beautiful. Like it's interesting to look at more than the plot. Like the visuals are more interesting than the plot.
Okay.
Of Cobra. It's kind of like heavy metal of anime. Shit plot, but it's cool to look at.
Alright. So I guess our next part would probably be how to actually get people into anime, or would you want the community to get bigger for anime?
I definitely would want it to get bigger. It's just,
I don't know.
it's pretty big now, though.
But I mean, some fan bases can destroy them.
Like Kill la Kill. I heard Kill la Kill's fan base was really one of the weird fan bases.
Mm-hmm. Which is from, the new Studio Trigger. But all they are just a bunch of people from Gainax who just cut off from them. And if you don't know who Gainax are, they're the people who did Evangelion and Gurren Lagann and stuff like that.
I still cannot believe Gurren Lagann is done by the people who did Neon Genesis.
Yeah.
That just astounds me. And that's another anime I forgot to mention. That's another one I love. I actually got to the point where I love.
I thought it was pretty cheesy, but yeah, it's a good,
Bro,
if you're down,
fight the power.
and if you're in a bad mood or anything, I'd recommend watching Gurren Lagann.
It's just like I described Tank Police. It's unadulterated fun.
Yeah, that's all you do. You just blank off all your criticism and just have fun with it.
Yeah, like if you're having a bad day, Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun, and the animation's crazy in that.
I really love the art style, the animation, and the first episode's crazy.
Yeah, and it kind of feeds into that little child in me, because the giant robot that's the size of a freaking galaxy. That was awesome shit.
They got over the top like no other with that.
So all the show was about was going over the top.
Exactly.
And doing it well.
And naming every move that you do.
That's a cheesy thing from anime I absolutely love.
Naming your moves.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Can you
but
actually
I
fix
love
that in
it.
a real fight? So I was like,
No.
Iron Fist. Tiger Uppercut.
Oh god,
Bull
no,
kick.
I'm thinking of
And
fighting game anime now. God, you didn't see the Final Fury, the Fatal Fury movies.
No.
What's wrong with Fatal Fury? It's awesome.
No.
It's cheesy, glorious. It's
Fighting
glorious
games,
cheese.
Fighting games just like they're already anime enough. Like
Yeah.
that's all you need. You
Well,
just
keep in
need
mind
the
that
story mode in your game.
the
You
track-
don't need to make an anime for it.
Well, the track record in video game animes are not very good.
No, they're not.
Fatal Fury, the Fatal Fury films are the best ones just because they're the only ones who managed to step over the rope. They're the only one that didn't trip. They were actually competent enough to do the simple plot of evil bad guy throws tournament, good guys fight their way to the bad guy and whoop his ass. They're the only ones that get it right. I just cannot believe how easily people can, how easily that story is to fuck up, and how often they do it. Like, have you ever seen the Street Fighter movies?
Nope.
It's terrible. I mean, God, and there's like all. Now I'm thinking of Abari right now because he's kind of notorious for some of these, like Go Fighter Vectors or something like that. It's just so weird and stupid, but not in a fun stupid, just in an obnoxious stupid.
So going back to the topic of how you recommend to get people in, what would you really suggest if you actually met someone who was interested enough to get into an anime? How would you actually try to get them into it without forcing it on them?
I'd ask what's their favorite show going on right now. Like, did you like, Breaking Bad? Did you like Game of Thrones or something like that? And I try to go with something like that they could, kind of fit in. I'd go from those kind of genres and try to fit those into an anime that they would like. And I'd probably, say like it's not going to be exactly like this. It's an anime. It's going to be pretty goofy. There's going to be some weird shit that are archetypes of it. So it's just like you kind of just got to get used to it. You don't like it, just drop it. Like I could try to find you another anime.
And it's just kind of funny that we got into it, but our introductions to anime, the actual shows themselves are not that great.
I started on Neon Genesis Evangelion.
No, I think he had the better start. I didn't have the very better
I
start.
started on that at like 3-4 years old. I started on that, and then at like 6 through 9, I went to Gantz, which is just a hyper gore show.
Well, fine, Mr. Sign-In over there. We'll just sit here and watch our shonen and be happy.
I don't know.
I'm having One Piece flashbacks. Fucking mouthed on a spring.
Yeah, I never watched that.
Wasn't
a lot
too
of
bad.
shonen.
It just was really.
There's a lot of shonen I can't get into.
One Piece is good. It's just really, really, really weird.
Yeah, I heard also people recommend Soul Eater. I tried watching that and I was like,
yeah, I tried it. It's just it wasn't clicking.
Yeah.
It's a shonen. You guys probably just don't like shonen nowadays.
Yeah, it feels like it's too cartoony. And I mean, I love cartoons, but it feels more cartoony than cartoon.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain.
It's a really weird turnoff. Like the same with when Full Metal started, or the Alchemy. Yeah.
But isn't
The
We had
worst
those really-
category you can get someone to get into when they first start anime is probably the comedy or shonen.
Dear Lord.
The Moe
Yes,
and
because comedy is just
Comedy-
like an anime comedy is just like a bunch of archetypes, and if people just don't know what those are, they're just like, what the fuck is this? What are you trying to say?
The Japanese find two things more funny than anything else: puns, stereotypes, and sex.
And just making fun of their own shows, which like their older animes and stuff.
Yeah,
like
so it's
there's
just
so
really
many
impossible.
Gundam references and so many like comedy animes.
Yeah.
And if no one's ever seen like a Gundam, they're like, why the fuck is there a robot there? I don't get what this joke's about.
Yeah. Comedy and anime, it's just because I don't think comedy translates very well.
No.
Especially when you're dubbing it in English, it doesn't puns don't translate at all. and anime is chock full of puns.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to say this and clarifying. Big Dragon Ball Z fan, but the names get just obnoxious because it's all puns, and it just I don't know how you guys are on puns. I fucking hate puns. I think puns are just the most lazy hack version of comedy you can come up with.
Yeah.
I like clever puns. I'll be the odd
They
man
have
out.
to be clever as shit.
Yeah, just naming a character after a vegetable is not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, comedy and anime, just I don't think.
Oh, I think
makes
the
it
only
very
comedy
well.
I enjoyed was Polar Bear Cafe.
Because
I
they're
enjoyed that.
they're
And Excel Saga.
well, you knew what some of the archetypes and stuff
Yeah.
were. I'm saying when you're introducing someone.
Yeah,
into
when you're
it, you
introducing
can't-
someone, it's
You just can't and I see people do this all the time, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're introducing them into something that they'll just never get at all.
It's a circle. The comedy is more of a circle jerk.
Yeah.
And it's really coming to the anime. A lot of it's reference and
they're all just references to themselves.
No, this is one I have actually suggested to people, and it's actually worked. This is probably not the best thing to start on, again, because it's like you're setting their expectations pretty high.
Or you shouldn't get them into a long going series.
Yeah.
Because then they'll be like, why is this show only 26 episodes? It's just like, because it ends. That's what
Because
happens.
it's not convoluted bullshit to stretch it out for 500 episodes.
Yeah.
It's not the same. I was about to go on a Bleach rant.
Yeah, maybe don't. Yeah, just leave that out.
go away from the shonen.
Yeah.
Just don't recommend those. Like,
I
don't recommend something that's over 50.
Well, then what is Trigun count? Is it a shonen or is it a seinen?
It's not shonen because it's not done
Yeah.
by shonen.
I'm pretty sure it's not signing either, though. I'm pretty sure it's just
Because it was mainly aimed for us. And
it's
same
like
with Cowboy
It's an
Bebop.
action comedy adventure, I believe.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Look, action comedy adventure sci-fi.
Yeah, because it didn't do hot in Japan. And same with Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop didn't do so hot in Japan at first.
Big O, same thing. It didn't.
Because they were more aimed for us.
Yeah,
they
the
were
Western
influenced.
audiences. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they did really well over here.
Yeah. Now, one I suggested to somebody was Outlaw Star, because I was thinking, I was thinking that you don't. It's not. It's one of those. It's fun, but it's not stupid fun. It's fun in all the right ways. Like it's. I think it's easily accessible. Especially. Although, don't watch Firefly right after, because let's be honest, Firefly and Outlaw Star are basically the same show. This one's longer.
Every time I see saying Outlaw Star, I keep on thinking of Rurouni Kenshin for some reason.
I think it's done by the same people.
Like they look very similar. Like when you say Outlaw Star for some reason, I just click the Rurouni Kenshin every time.
Yeah, it's made by the same people. I think the same people also did Cowboy Bebop, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. But it's very similar.
Okay.
Outlaw Star, though, I just think it's so good that anybody can get into it. And you know what? It's actually, when it does those comedic episodes, it's actually funny. Because a lot of the comedy is not referential or anything like that. Most of the comedy is just general funny things or character comedy.
Okay.
And the characters are all great.
Yeah. And these shows got great intros too.
Yeah.
Except for
that's
Rurouni
awesome.
Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin's intro was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of intros, what do you think is probably your favorite anime intro?
Okay, that's hard because I've watched over like 1,000 animes, and I have like
Yeah.
I had a playlist that had like 1,000 anime.
I know
openings
Ghost in the
that I-
Shell.
Notable ones that pop in your head.
Ghost in the Shell.
Notables, yeah, Ghost in the Shell.
Both.
Bakano,
Yeah,
Cowboy Bebop.
Fate Zero had a pretty good intro.
That was a decent.
Trigun had a pretty good.
That had a damn good intro.
The Big O.
Outlaw Star also.
Let y'all get y'all's hits in.
Dragon Ball Z.
I'm gonna think about my
Fuck Dragon.
like.
I don't care what anybody says. I still love that song. It's stupid as all hell. The original song is much better, but I still love it. Right, because I grew up on the Ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z, and that was the intro they showed.
Which intros are really good for like hooking people into a show.
Yeah.
Like if you have a really good like fast-paced intro, which is what Tetsuo Hadaraki does, and if you don't know who that is, guy who made Death Note and Attack on Titan, which if you look up those openings have like over 10 million views.
Yeah,
I can show
all
that
your
to you.
favorite animes that people keep emailing me about on Twitter.
Yeah. Like Attack on Titan and Death Note. Like those openings people loved. So and I mean, I get it. Those openings are catchy and they're good.
I'm just right now. I'm thinking of Tank Police again, just because it's great. It's cheesy. And keep in mind, it's made in like '89. It was cheesy, and the only lyric was Tank Police. That's all. It was just that was the lyric.
Oh, I like GTO's intro. I liked Azumanga intro. I like the Cell Saga's intro. I don't know, I always liked intros. I'm not nitpicky.
Wonder why are they much longer than in American shows? Is it just how the Japanese television is set up? Because they were always like a minute long, where in America they're usually 30 seconds.
No, the intros. It's because they just actually like music.
Okay.
They're more into it. Where we are just like,
Get on with the show.
yeah. Where they like to try to build it up. So, you know, if a new viewer is
The
just like
intro is
watching it,
more-
it's like, oh,
Well,
it can hook someone in.
In America, intros are used more for children's shows.
Yeah.
To hook kids in, and you know, we're eventually we're going to talk about like American kids shows.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Like the ones we grew up with and all that, and we'll talk about intros there. But it was in America, it's more about getting kids hooked in onto a show. If you notice, a lot of adult shows, the intro is barely there.
Like Breaking Bad's just the music.
Music, Breaking
Clouds,
Bad, bam,
Yeah.
episode starts. Walking Dead has a shortened version of theirs where it's just
The
a
music.
little bit of music, Walking Dead, boom, episode starts.
It still gets you hyped for it though.
Oh yeah, the music for Walking Dead especially.
Yeah.
But steering back to anime. When it comes to anime intros, it's a lot of them are fun. A lot of them are really fun.
That's what they want to be, is to try to get you in through, you know, these catchy intros.
No. And going on to get to the next subject is, I guess maybe how stuff's kind of overhyped. I wouldn't say like going to the point of bashing, but you know,
I just want to ignore
Not-
this in general. Why would I care?
like, hey, Shingeki was good for the first 6 for me.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna sit here and.
I think
Because I can sit here and just rant, because that's probably what it's gonna be. That's what this topic's about. So you're just baiting
I've
us
already
to
complained
rant about
enough.
this. So I don't think we should even talk about this.
I've already complained enough about Attack on Titan.
yeah, we
I've
can
already
just
complained
skip
about
that.
Neon Genesis.
Alright.
I'd rather, you know, be
I've already talked
positive
about
instead of
Kira
sit
and all
here
that,
and,
so
you know, bash on something.
We've already kind of gone over this already.
A story that you would like to see be brought into, like, an
The light of
anime.
anime.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised this has not been done before, but I want a Kamen Rider anime.
Kamen Rider, was that?
Have you ever heard of Mask Rider?
No.
You know Power Rangers.
Yes.
It's kind of like that, except not as juvenile. It's a little bit more adult than like we see like in Super Sentai. But it's a very similar concept.
I mean, it's
guy in rubber suit fighting rubber monsters.
It's probably been done before.
I've seen thousands of references in anime, but I've never seen it as its own anime.
I think because it just stands as its own genre.
Yeah, I mean,
You gotta look in the superhero genre for that. I'm pretty sure there's been one that's done that.
Okay.
Well, does Tiger and Bunny count?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, they are more superheroes.
You had Android.
That's just a superhero.
I'm more talking about like the the Japanese superhero like Kamen Rider or Super Sentai, Ultraman, stuff like that. You had Android Fighter, which was kind of like that. But
Guyver is sort of like
Guyver. Yeah, I forgot about that one. That's exactly the genre.
Exactly.
Guyver, yeah, I forgot about that. But I think it'd be kind of cool to see a Kamen Rider anime if they haven't already done it. I showed you bits of Kamen Rider.
Yes.
I just assumed you showed him, but
No.
there, and it goes on that kind of it kind of goes in that cheesy fun territory, but there is legit, like just watch the original show. It's very corny. It's very fake looking, but hey, it was made in the 70s.
It's old and it's live action, so you
can't really have any expectations.
You have limitations.
But check it out. I know we're talking about anime, but it's it's a Japanese show, so it's just in live action. But
would there be any other stories that you'd like to see probably done into an anime?
I don't know. I don't know why this popped in my head. This might have already been done, but Treasure Island anime. I think that'd be kind of cool. But they might have done it already.
I think they've already done it, but I'm not 100% sure. But
I don't know.
That's like Simpsons. You never know.
Yeah, I don't really know. Just nothing's coming to me like off the top of my head.
Yeah. What about you, Don?
Anything that I would like to see into an anime?
Yeah.
Usually,
like it could be like D&D or like a fantasy story, anything like.
Well, I mean, I usually like as they are. I usually don't like to see transgress, and like what I've been getting from anime, I've been actually really happy with. So usually I'm not really that picky.
But it's just more of a question if you can.
Yeah, if you could choose a story that you'd like.
You just see it. You just want to see an anime version of something, like you mentioned Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Well, that was Rob.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah. No, that was me.
I was sitting right there when I couldn't tell.
So I honestly I don't really know because I usually like all my stuff as a genre as they are.
Conan the Barbarian, the anime.
That'd be silly.
I know, but it'd be
Give him big old anime eyes.
Oh God, no.
I'm just when I'm thinking of it, I'm thinking of like kind of the North of the Fist of the North Star kind of look. That's why I imagine if they did a Conan anime, that's probably what it would look like. It'd be like Fist of the North Star or something like that.
Old, gritty, like kind of.
Yeah, I mean of course I go with that because that's the kind of shit I love. I love shit like Fist of the North Star. Yeah. So.
Like, what about Star Trek?
No, like I said, I like
It'd be
my
too
stuff.
weird.
Star Wars I could see, but I don't want that. I'm just saying I can see.
Well, I mean the animated series already technically.
It already you can tell it. Well, of course, it's done by what's his name, Genndy Tartakovsky, and the guy, the guy has a boner for anime. You can tell with all his work.
Yeah. So no, there's actually, I'm always, I'm just content with what I got. So what about you, Rob?
Like you just said, Magic the Gathering. I mean, that would be pretty good. Like, honestly, it has enough lore. I mean, it's been going for a while now.
I can't really think of a whole lot. I've just not like with the.
Because I mean, they're already doing card games with like deep lore into anime. There's a new one coming out called Shingeki no Bahamut Genesis, and that's just a collective social card game, and that's getting a anime, which is based around its lore. Because most people are like, oh, it's a card game, so they're gonna do it around the card game. No, they could just do it around lore if it has
Or
enough.
pull bullshit out of their ass.
Alright.
I'm just thinking. You say card game, you say card game, you say anime. I think Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well,
That's
that's just a colossal pile of shit.
Yeah.
Me.
Like I said, I can't really think of anything. The Conan thing was more of a joke. Just, I don't know.
Just always like, the stuff I already like. I just like it in the style it is. It's just, unique flavor.
There's some things though I wish they did not try in anime, just because I thought, I don't know, maybe because it was the quality of the actual thing, but just weird adaptations. The X-Men anime has no reason to exist.
Haven't
Or
seen it.
Blade.
Or Blade, both of them are terrible.
Haven't seen
The
either.
Iron Man one's okay, but it didn't need to exist.
Like, those don't need to exist. You have Marvel already. They do cartoons.
Yeah.
Does the Matrix thing count? The
The
animated?
Animatrix, well, that was kind of collaboration of multiple styles.
Yeah.
One of them just happened to be anime, and that's the guy who did Reign the Conqueror. God, that guy does. Who? I don't know what's up with that art style. I don't know what to call it. But Animatrix, Reign the Conqueror, that Highlander anime, Avon Flux. I know two of those are not technically anime, but they're still done with the same guy. Just really weird art style. Guess we can go into that. What's like the weirdest art style for an anime you've ever seen?
Marquee
Weirdest.
Star.
God. It was a rotoscoping.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Aku no Hana.
Okay.
It was
One-
shit.
Yeah.
Like, that was,
This
that-
is shit.
like,
It was an experiment, wasn't it?
no.
That one?
They just did it with that, and it was just like, this looks awful.
I thought they were.
Why would you do this?
I thought they were just practicing or testing to see if roller scoping would
Good, be like, but that's, animation studio is just like, we'll see if anything can, outdo what we're doing right now, or make it cheaper than what we're doing right now,
Oh, yeah.
and if people will accept it, or maybe it's either that or Ping Pong the animation. Aku no Hana or Ping Pong the animation. I liked Ping Pong. I didn't really get into Aku no Hana just because the anime threw me off, and it's mainly a shoujo anime or manga, so I just never got into that.
I just thought of another anime with a weird art style. And it's not even just this one anime. It's just this whoever does these shows. But anime like Cyborg 009, which that's a great franchise, but it's just the art style is weird. I mean, they even I think the same people do like Mega Man manga, and they do the same style, and it's just like the giant noses on some characters. Like, have you ever seen Cyber 009?
No, I haven't.
Damn. Astro Boy.
I've seen bits.
I don't think it's the same team, but it's the same style. It's just really, really weird looking. Android Kikaider is the same way. Just with the oval hips. That's the one thing that always stuck out to me was the oval hips. And they all have like stubby hands. I don't know what is up with that art style. It just looks weird to me.
Yeah. What about when animated with CG?
When anime uses CG,
That's just, it has to be good.
Striking.
Yeah, it has to be good CG backed with good animation, to where it's almost like transparent, so you don't have to see it too much.
It's
Because
noticeable.
all the new mecha animes, every
They're
mecha is
CG now.
CG. It is disgusting looking.
That's at least one thing you have to commend Abari for. He's still, when he does mecha, he still it's still
Yeah.
all hand drawn.
Sunrise,
stuff.
yeah, Sunrise does that.
I mean, and we're talking about the guy who's basically the Uber Bowl of anime.
Yeah.
But yeah, he might be a shit writer, but he's a great art designer.
Just about every mech anime nowadays just has to have CG, and it doesn't
Looks
need
out,
it.
it looks out of place.
Mhm.
Really out of place.
Yes, that's what I was going to say earlier. It's very jarring to look at. That's why I cannot watch Ghost in the Shell 2.0. Because they just shoehorn CG into it, and it just looks really just odd. Just very, very jarring seeing CGI thrown into this movie from 1996. Also, I didn't like the coloring they did. They were trying to remaster it and all that, but they just made it look too warm. Like all the colors were just
Brighter.
brighter and warmer looking, which clashed with the tone of the
Yeah,
movie.
because a dark, cyberpunk.
So what about beautiful art styles for anime?
Beautiful art styles. Oh jeez. Like I said before in Cobra, it's downright gorgeous.
Like,
It's
are
trippy
you
as all
saying
hell,
like
but
jarring or like
No.
different, like not bad?
No, he said beautiful.
Because I mean that's easy. That's just UFO table.
What's this? Your go-to company?
Of course,
Table?
they're the best in the animation production right now. That or Studio Mappa.
No.
And Mappa just came out
We're
like
talking
this
about
year.
like quality of animation, or like you said, beautiful.
I mean, like, animation, its background, its character design, everything.
Because the
UFO
animation is
table.
not that great in Cobra, but the art design is gorgeous.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a lot. Like just in pure animation, Akira is just awe-inspiring. When you with the animation, like I said before, it's a jumbled mess of a movie, but the animation is just jaw-dropping. It's just amazing for the time, and I think it still holds up.
What about Cowboy Bebop for its time?
Ah, jeez, that's
solid right off the bat.
Mm.
that is probably one. As far as TV series goes, that is probably one of the best animated animes I've ever seen. I'm sure there's modern anime that trumps it now, but back then it was
Yeah,
like
for
it
its
was
time,
king.
it's just like
Yeah.
It just and yeah, it can get downright beautiful too. Like I mentioned this episode when we were kind of prepping an episode, but we were talking about Cowboy Bebop, and the one episode I pointed out was the one with the kid who's like 100 years old or something like that, and like playing the harmonica and all that. There's the scene where they're showing the flashback. You see like the meteor storm going in the background. The kid's like on a stump playing the harmonica in a field, and that's just that image is beautiful. That's actually one of my favorite episodes, just mostly out of the art design.
Mine was episode 4.
Which one was that?
Against the psycho.
the really hard black, the weird clown guy.
Yeah, the psycho.
That art
Oh,
style
that
was so
was-
sick.
This is some French name. I can't
Yeah.
remember it. Yeah, that is beautiful. That is a great looking episode.
Yeah, that was my
Uh,
favorite because I like more like darker kind of.
Oh, you're just saying your favorite, but yeah, visually it was very impressive and just amazing to look at. But it's also a really damn good episode.
Yeah,
And just
that's where it gets good because the first 3 episodes are like,
I like the first one just because mostly because
it's just character build up for all of those first 3, and then it finally gets to something where
episode 5 is really when it
Yeah.
hits in. When the first time you see Vicious.
Mm-hmm.
But I really liked the first episode, and it's not. I mean, it's not like the best episodes or anything like that. But I just love the homage to Desperado, because Desperado is one of my favorite action movies, and I just thought it was kind of a clever kind of a clever reference to it. It kind of set the template for a lot of the show. Other beautiful anime, or at least or some of the best animated stuff. At least out of an artistic standpoint, I gotta throw Bingo in there. Just pure artistic reasons. The first season, not the second season.
Okay.
God, I think I love the first season so much just because I love like film noir and stuff like that. I think that's why I love the art design of Big O so much. And besides the fact that it's like my second favorite anime. Anything else to add?
No.
Well, that's about it.
All right.
Gotcha.
Well, as for the last segment, we're going to try to list our top 5. If we can come up with 5 off top of our head. I already got mine. So we'll start with Don.
You're doing the top 5 animes or top 5
Top
anime
5
characters?
Animes. Well, let's do characters, then we'll do our
Top
animes.
top 5 characters?
Yes.
I think like right off the bat, number 5, I'm gonna go with Spike Spiegel.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people want to say he's number 1. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's an amazing character. I really liked him. He was dark.
But-
He had a background.
Yeah, but it's your
But,
opinion. So.
Yeah, it's just he wasn't a character I made much of a connection to.
Yeah.
He wasn't that character that you look at and like, oh, I want to be like that character.
Yeah.
No, he was just a really awesome
Well,
character.
with a lot of people wanted to be the character just because he was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Let's see, number 4. I'm gonna have to go with what was her name from Madoka Magica? I always have problems remembering names.
Which one?
The long black haired chick, the main.
Kimura?
Yeah, Kimura. The reason for that is just because how much she actually really cared for her friend, Madoka. Because at first you sit there and think she's an asshole. You think she's just right off the bat just some bitch. But it really just goes to show she's trying her best and so much trying to protect the person she cares for.
Okay.
And number 3, I'm gonna go with probably Edward Elric.
I totally can see that.
Yeah, because Edward, being a brother and stuff, doing everything you can for your brother. I just right off the bat, I made that really strong ass connection. He just really
And
just
you gotta give it credit though. When he's annoying, it's usually character reasons.
yeah.
It's not like poor writing or poor voice acting or anything like that.
Yeah, just because people pick on him when he gets pissed off.
Yeah, it's just because he wants to be treated as an adult.
Yeah, so many people don't. Let's see. Number 2, I'm gonna have to go with Ryder from Fate Zero, or Alexander the Great. The reason for that is just because he's actually a really strong, inspirational character. I mean, he would be number 1, but it was a character that I didn't make a connection with, but I was inspired by every line, every time he was on, every time he showed. He was just right off the bat a really awesome character. I just showed, and what's his name from? What was it? Trying to remember. Is also very similar from Gurren Lagann, Kamina.
Yeah.
Kamina is very similar, but I felt like Kamina was a little more cheesy, so that's why Kamina didn't really make it. But he's also a really awesome character, so he's probably like number 6.
Yeah, this would be like I'm thinking of so many characters and it's gonna be hard for me to pick.
Yeah.
So I'll go last.
And my number 1 is probably Bash. I made a really strong connection with him. I always really liked the goofiness, really connected character.
Yeah.
He's the reason why he is as he is because of his past.
Yeah, and it's just it makes sense from a character perspective how he would want people to think he's just a complete clod, that trips over his own feet and all that.
Yeah. And I was always really inspired. And that was a character that I wanted to be. Be nice, be polite, be funny,
Yeah.
be a good person. So that's probably why he's my number 1. That
And
was really strong connection.
he was just a really interesting character. Just his whole concept that he doesn't kill, but it nearly gets him killed, not killing.
Yeah.
And it makes sense in that world that that everybody carries a gun. It's kill or be killed. and it was like the wrong place to be a pacifist,
Yeah. And that's how I kind of am on violence and stuff like that too.
which
Yeah,
kind
like
of worked with the character Wolfwood, because he was basically the polar opposite. I mean, literally the polar opposite. He's a murderous priest,
Yeah.
where Vash is a pacifist outlaw.
Yeah. They were really two really good characters. Really, really good.
I gotta ask though, did you get a little teary eyed when Wolfwood died? Spoilers, by the way.
Oh, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen
Yeah, I
it.
know. I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there.
But yeah, when he died, I was pretty sad, but I wasn't that sad.
Yeah.
You know, because he was cool, but he wasn't that cool.
The thing though is, I usually don't like when you kill off a character, because if you can still get, and this is one of my nitpicks from comic books, that they'll just kill off a character without doing everything they could have done. With
When
Wolfwood
died, that was really cool how they did it, because he died because he believed what Bash
yeah,
did and got him killed.
And you could not done anything else with the character. I mean, it was the perfect way for him to go out. And one of the things I liked is one of the things I like, and this is a little corny, but I do like that, right before he dies, he makes sure to kind of say goodbye to Millie. Or wait, which one's the big one?
I think it's really. I always have problems remembering terrible names.
Wait, yeah, Stun Gun Millie. That's it.
Yeah.
God, that show was just really good. I mean, I think all the characters were likable. It's really hard. I go with you on Vash, but Wolfwood is right up there too.
Yeah.
What about you?
Your turn, Rob.
It's kind of hard for me because I watch a lot of anime, and I'm probably just gonna skip top 5 and go to top 3 because it's kind of hard to pick from
Whatever's
5.
easier.
Number 3, I would put. Let's go with Kiritsugu from Fate Zero, just because he's practically the Batman of anime. He has like a traumatic past, and anti-hero all throughout it, even though he's just trying to do it for good. But I'll just go with him. Number 2, Spike Spiegel, just, already been explained. Everyone should easily know if anyone's watched Cowboy Bebop.
You know the reason.
I don't know who I could pick for number 1. I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna rethink about this.
All right.
This one's kind of hard. It's really hard. I'm having the same issue. I've seen so much anime out there. It's hard to put. And you already, and just I'm just going to give it away. Your number 1 is my number 1.
Okay.
So we're both on Bash for that one. But other characters, I'm not going to go in any order. I'm just going to list 4 characters that are some of my favorites. Now, I understand that a lot of people do not care for the show. A lot of people see the show and they think, oh, I like it because I grew up with it, but otherwise it's kind of stupid. And I know where you stand. But one of my favorite characters is from Dragon Ball Z. And my favorite character from Dragon Ball Z, and it's the stock answer, everybody says it, but one of the most interesting characters in Dragon Ball Z to me, is probably because he has the most backstory, is Vegeta. And just the whole attitude Vegeta has, he wants to be the best there is he wants to be the greatest in the universe, and he's being taunted that there's somebody who, he trains twice as hard. He's trained his entire life to be to be the most powerful guy in the universe. And there's Goku just sitting there who doesn't even have to try.
Yeah, he just easily does it.
It just surpasses him, and he sees it as him mocking him. And after a point, he doesn't want to kill Goku. He just wants to surpass him. I mean, eventually he realizes that he'll never surpass him. So he kind of he swallows his pride and admits that Goku is his superior when it comes to like strength and all that. And it, going through that entire show, and they hear him finally say that Goku is the best, he is the strongest. The character came completely full circle. And he's the most developed character in the show. One of the most interesting characters. Now, I almost said Krillin just in pure likability. I've always loved that character, but Vegeta I just find to be much more interesting. And when I think of Dragon Ball Z characters, it was a tie. It's pretty close between Vegeta and Goku when it comes to my favorite character that I am actually interested in. But I would throw Vegeta in there, and again, no particular order. I'm just throwing that one out there. I also really like Yusuke Urameshi, and it's just because no finesse, no bullshit. Basically, his whole thing is, I'm gonna kick your ass, or at least I want to try to kick your ass. I'll die trying. He's one of those. He's one of those fun characters that's just like, I'm going to take on the whole goddamn world. No whining, no Shinji-fied bullshit. I don't know. I kind of just like a blunt, simple character like that. It's no bullshit. It's just, here's the character. He's a badass. He might get his ass whipped almost every season, but he's going to keep trying and keep coming back and eventually overcome the odds. And not a very in-depth character, because if you really want to look at in-depth characters, you got Hiei, not Kurama. Wait.
I don't.
No. I'm thinking of the guy with the rosy whip.
I can't.
God damn it! What is
You shouldn't be asking me for names.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think of it myself.
Is the redhead guy?
Yeah.
And who like always wore the red.
Yeah. Or at one point he started wearing white, but Kurama. Yeah, that's it. It is Kurama. If you want to go into like in-depth characters with like deep and dark backgrounds and all that, then you have those characters. But I don't know, something about Yusuke I've just always liked. Maybe it's just a no bullshit approach to the character. This is just me stretching out for trying to figure out characters. Another one I just like if you were going to like think of like just cool characters that I just really like you threw what's his name from Gurren Lagann in there. And he was just a really cool character and all that. But you want to know who I think of when I think of characters like that?
Oh,
I think of Gene Starlin from Outlaw Star. Although now that I think about it, that's probably where the Star Lord came from Guardians of the Galaxy. They're very similar characters, except one's not a thief.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to like Cowboy Bebop, that's my opinion has changed on my favorite character. At one point, it was Spike, but the more and more times I watched Cowboy Bebop, I started to really get into Jet. I wanted to know more about his backstory. I wanted to know more about, like, I know there's an episode that goes into his backstory, but I actually want to know I really wanted to know what happened to his arm and all that. It is explained in the show, but it's just I started to get more invested in Jet over Spike. They're both really great characters. It's just I don't know who to pick between Spike and Jet. It's just kind of hard. I mean, I guess I go with the default answer, Spike. And of course, you already know my number one. It's Bash. The problem with doing these is there's probably going to be names that pop up in my head that I will remember like tomorrow. But that's all I can think of for now. No particular order. So it's like Vegeta, Yusuke, Spike, Vash, and I guess G-Star win.
Yeah, because it's pretty hard because you have like contenders. Like for me, it was pretty hard because I had Ravi from Black Lagoon and I had Isaac from Bakano, but there's just not enough room.
Now, favorite anime. This should be a little easier.
I can finish mine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can now go from number 5 to number 1. Number 5, Alucard from Helsing. I mean, it's based around Dracula. Literally, his name is Dracula backwards.
Which is, that's an old horror movie trope.
And I don't know, just a straight, badass character that, I mean...
I never could get into Helsing. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there.
That's fine with me. Number 4 will probably be either Ryder or Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. I'm probably going to go with Kaneki because he starts off as generic trope and ends off as, sort of a badass and kind of deserve what he gets at the end. And number 1 is going to be Guts from Berserk. He's easily the most maintained character of all time, most well written, easily, because he's just a normal person, and he, was just thrown into a mercenary group at a young age, just deals with near-death experiences like, every other day, because he just has a strong will to live. He's not afraid to die. He just...
So it's the soldier aspect.
Yeah, he's just been a soldier all his life, and throughout the entire show, he just gets tormented throughout all of it, and he just says, fuck it, I'll deal with it. He doesn't bitch about it. He's just a silent person who just deals with it.
Well,
and in one of the most well-established manga of all time, Berserk.
From there, we'll go to favorite anime. And little thing, only series, no movies. Because, I don't know about you two, but I can actually make an entire list of anime films, but let's just stick with shows, so I'll start with you.
With me?
Yeah.
Let's see. Number 5. It's gonna actually be 3 contenders. It's gonna be Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, and probably Black Lagoon. Actually, maybe 4 because Bakano. So I got 4 in that slot right off the bat. Number 5. Number 4. Probably go with either between Madoka Magica, for reasons explained as to why I like the character. I mean, I just have to say Madoka Magica for number 4, just because the story itself was kind of hard to follow. I mean, you can understand it, a little hard to follow, and a lot of the other characters weren't so strong, especially the red-haired chick.
Yeah.
She was not. But it was good. It's just not perfect. Number 3, I'm gonna probably go with Full Metals, as explained before. That's the reason why I really like the character. The reason why it's probably a little bit lower is the fact that really wackiness that it didn't need, like the really weird cartoony animation that they decided to do for it.
Well, that's just to keep it lighthearted.
Yeah,
Like the bullshit anime stuff you see, like big heads or the teardrop or sweat drop or whatever it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it was needed. It really didn't feel like it was needed.
It seems to flow better with animes like Trigun.
Yeah.
The more wacky nature.
Yeah. Or I mean, like, yeah, I guess it did fit in more with that, but Full Metal seemed like it was just too serious and didn't need it. It really didn't feel like it was there. And number 2 would, let's see, this is where stuff starts to get a little harder. I feel really been recent. I kind of want to say Clanad After Story, because It was actually really, really, really good. I did enjoy it. Only the protagonist was still the most enjoyable character. I didn't care about the secondary protagonist. What was her name? The girl who dies,
Nagisa.
Nagisa. I didn't care much for her. It was really just, made that really strong connection with the protagonist. Moving on with life, after school, how to really deal with all that. And that was something that, man, I've been saying that a lot. What was it called? Welcome to the NHK. Welcome to the NHK also has that really strong connection, but it didn't hit like Planet After Story. It was more of like the, otaku, I shut myself out from everyone and, don't really progress. So that's why Planet's probably number 2, and I guess like the contender would also be Welcome to the NHK, but not that well strong on it. And number 1 is gonna have to probably be Fate Zero.
Alright. I like Rob.
I'm gonna just do a top 3 because
Okay.
there's a lot. Go top. Number 3 will be Great Teacher Onizuka, just because it's a lighthearted show that you can probably get anyone who's been in high school to get into, and it's a good character.
Very good character. Yeah.
He's a very good character that's likable and doesn't. It's a comedy that is actually showable to someone if they.
It's like oddly a serious comedy.
Yeah, it doesn't have any cliches and puns and shit. But
It's a relatable comedy.
Number 2, I'm gonna put. I mean, I guess earlier in the show I said Fate Zero is my favorite, but I'm gonna put Fate Zero as my number 2. Just because I rewatched it and I still really, really liked it, but I rewatched all of Ufotable's works, and I'm gonna just have to put Kara no Kyokai as their number 1 because that's just more in depth. It had less showtime, but the character's just so much more in depth and so much more mysterious.
Okay.
With me, it would be, and I had a hard time trying to think of this. For me, number 5 would be Dragon Ball. And I was taking Dragon Ball Z, but I think Dragon Ball is actually better because it's actually about martial arts and stuff like that. It has that adventure aspect to it. It's a lot of likable characters. At times it is legitimately funny. I gotta give it that. And it was really cool. Like one of the things I remember from it, it just has those just very iconic scenes, like Master Roshi doing the Kamehameha wave for the first time. Goku going to the World Tournament fighting. Master Roshi disguised as Jackie Chan. The way that fight ended, where Goku only lost because he was short. It just came to basically that air joust thing. They both went for a flying kick, and just because Master Roshi's legs were longer, he won. And really, the whole thing was just to kind of teach, Goku a lesson. He figured if he won the tournament, there might be a chance he'll quit training because he might think he's the best or something like that. So basically, he did that just to kind of put him in his place, and so he'll keep trying. So he won't, give up on training. He would actually keep training to become stronger. But yeah, mostly because of the adventure aspect, and like I said, they're very likable characters. It's a lot of fun. Dragon Ball Z kind of gets repetitive after a while, and again, that comes from a big fan of the franchise. Love Dragon Ball Z, but even I can admit it can get very redundant. Number 4 would be. Now I was having a tough time picking between Outlaw Star or The Big O. I think I'll go with The Big O as number 4 just because of that second season. And I know it's a little unfair to condemn it just because it kind of condemned an entire season, but that's the most reason why it would be like lower on the list. The Big O, just it's a great mystery trying to figure out the why everybody in Paradigm City lost their memory. Like they said, like 10, like it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out how it all came to be.
Yeah, and again, the art direction is beautiful. I love film noir, so I really like this style of it. And you can it's obvious that it was a little bit inspired by Batman the Animated Series. If you look at the artwork, it's very Bruce Timm.
All the buildings and the scenery.
Yeah, this looks like something Bruce Timm would have came up with if he did anime. And Roger Smith is a very interesting character, and he just a lot of it is probably his voice. It just you hear him just the opening. I think the opening works so great because of Steve Bloom. Because there's a lot of the thing that makes the character interesting is the voice of all things. But you also have other great characters like the android Dorothy, which I know she has like that monotone voice and all that, but I always liked her just because she clearly had an attitude. And also the butler, I can't remember his name, but the butler was fucking awesome. Number 3 would be Outlaw Star. I think I already kind of went into why it would be there. Number 2 would be Trigun. The sole reason is Vash. Vash is the sole reason why I would put Trigun so high. And even and even besides Vash, you still have other great characters. The show is perfectly written. The fight scenes with like Vash and the gun-ho guns is it's really great. My favorite fight would be Vash versus Dedem. Oh God, the guy who's
in the purple suit.
Yeah, his name's Venom spelled backwards. Dedev. And it's just because it's just a great character moment for Vash. It's just because this guy finally flipped that switch in Vash, where he almost kills him, and he has every right to kill him, but he won't because of his morals. And it's just like I can't separate the show from the character. It's just the character is so good that I have to put it up there. And number 1, call me a cliche or whatever, I gotta say Cowboy Bebop. It's just because for a lot of people it's that definitive classic. It is for a lot of people it's it's the anime. It's the anime for a lot of people that they measure all anime to, me included. So that's my top 5. I was thinking of doing movies, but
I would probably go on.
Yeah,
for
we'll
a
just
good
go on
while.
for a while. Because I can talk for hours about how great Jinro is. Because I recently watched it and it's almost a masterpiece.
Right.
That's how good.
Well,
that movie
I think
is.
maybe next time when we talk about anime, we could probably talk about movies. Then.
Yeah.
All right. So.
That's it for this week. So yeah, this has been the Hobby Shop. If anybody wants to ask us questions, go. Just leave them in the comments on YouTube, and we'll try to answer them.
Yeah, we'll answer them either in the bargain bin or in the next episode.
Yeah, if it's topical stuff for the next episode, we'll bring it up then. But if it's just random episodes, we'll talk about it on the bargain bin.
All right.
Till next time, this is the Hobby Shop. I'm Philip.
Don.
And Rob.
See you next week.